AHRR Network. Please enjoy. Sit back, relax, tune in, be entertained.
Hi everyone, I'm JALESA, the creator of Water Me Sis. I'm here with my co-host,
JALEAH, peace and blessings.
Yeah, and our special guest today.
Hi, I'm Mari Janae.
Yes, welcome to Water Me Sis Live. Water Me Sis is basically a sisterhood built off of the growth and the self-discovery of women. So the concept is we water each other in order to grow. So we produce the sweetest fruit and the most beautiful flowers, okay? So just to make a disclaimer, this is a woman's platform, but we know you fellas are watching. So we would love your input, but I think the smartest thing to do would be able to take notes, okay? So first we do want to do our smoothie choosy. We were running a little bit fast today, so we had to get our smoothie on the go. So we did stop by 7-Eleven. They have these cold presses, and they're organic, and they're really good. So mine is the Tropical Glow. It has pineapple, orange, banana, apple, mango, passion fruit, and coconut water. And so the bananas and the coconuts are to energize you. The apple and the pineapple is to brighten you up. The oranges protect you. The mango is to alkaline you. And the passion fruit is for balance. And we all need balance, right? What do you have?
And so mine is the Brighten Berry. It revives you, it creates a glow, and it rejuvenates and heals, which we all need that. It has cherries, purple carrots, blackberries, blueberries, and cranberries, and pomegranate. And anytime that I want to reset, I always do like a 3-day cleanse or a juice, and that always just gets me going.
Yes.
Helps me feel better, lighter,
Restart.
clears my mind.
Yes.
So.
What do you have?
So I have the clean green, and it comes with kale leaves, parsley, celery, cucumbers, green apples, mint leaves, lime, and spinach leaves.
Ooh.
Yes.
You've had this before. Like, I'm kind of scared on the mint. How is the mint in it?
Ooh, I love the mint. I
too.
love.
Yeah.
Ooh, if you taste it, it gives like a little bit of a kick,
Yeah.
at the end. So I love it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I do want to give a shout out to Power of Tree. So the beautiful Akshita Veda, she offers like an energetic healing for the mind, the body, and the soul. And that's what she believes makes up the tree. So she does hold yoga classes every Saturday at 10:30 a.m. at the Urban Sanctuary. And if you're a person of color, you are more than welcome to come. And she's going to let you in on her class for free. So if you've been thinking about trying yoga, now is the best time to go hit up Akshita. Cool. So I do want to go ahead and do my word to the wise. So we just want to educate you, give you a word that you could either start using. If you know it, great. But our word for today to extend our vocabulary is conducive. Okay? And conducive is making a certain outcome likely or possible. And to use that in a sentence, organization and good work ethic is conducive to success. Okay?
Ooh.
Yeah. So we are saying that, Water Me Sis is a sisterhood. So we want to give you guys just an expression of what sisterhood means to us. So what does sisterhood mean to you, JALEAH?
Well, sisterhood to me, honestly, means trust. because I believe that in order to have a sisterhood, you need to be able to trust your sister. You know, trust your sister and know that she's gonna have good intentions for you. You know, goodwill. You know, also that she's gonna have your back.
Yeah, for sure.
So I believe that sisterhood is definitely trust.
Yes. Okay.
For me, the same thing, just kind of piggybacking off of that, like sisterhood is like a loyalty. It's a support system.
Yes.
It is just knowing that you have that person, you know, in your corner no matter what at the end of the day, because that's really hard to come upon. And I really am blessed to say that I do have that. Like I have a handful of friends, and my sisterhood is really strong with my best friends and my sisters too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I feel like just meeting you two ladies, it's
Thank
been the
you.
same. But to me, it's just really like just knowing that you can just kind of depend on someone, and also understanding that when, just like in a relationship, sometimes the other sister or the person, they get tired, and you're able to carry that person through whatever. So just having someone to depend on and that you can trust. That's what sisterhood is.
Yeah. So, sisterhood for me, like I know some of you guys are gonna think I'm weird when I explain this, but on Fridays when I do Feminine Friday, and I tell everyone to embrace our feminism, I feel like that doesn't only mean express those sides of you to your significant other.
Right.
Or, you know, your husband or your girlfriend. Like, you should display that to your sister as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, be vulnerable. Allow her to see you in situations that aren't so pleasing. You know what I mean? Also be a nurturer. So if you see your sister without, help her. Like, pour into her. You know what I mean? And even just being vulnerable, and you don't have to be independent. You can depend on your sister to have your back. Like, that's real sisterhood for me. And then you even have to watch the way you talk to her.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, the way you explain things, or if you're going through a situation, the way you communicate so that you can come back from it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Because that's definitely important.
And another thing is uplifting too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I have some friends that have taken me to different levels. Like, I may think that I'm okay. Where I'm at, I'm like, yes, I'm doing good. And then I have these women of like these friends that are just like, no, you can do A, B, and C. So just to have that, like, that's really important too. Like, in your sisterhood, like, the women that I have in my circle, they literally, like, they empower me, they uplift me, they think that, and I've just never had the type of friends that I have that have gone so far and beyond for me. And I understand, like, if I damn near needed someone's skin, they're gonna find a way to get it to me.
Right.
So that's what sisterhood is, to be knowing that no matter what it is, no matter what, like, you can depend, and they're gonna understand you, and maybe not, they may judge you a little bit depending on the situation, but you know, you
should be non-judgmental.
Not judge, but you know what I mean? Like,
hold you to a standard, but don't be,
hold me accountable. Like, that's important. So when I say judge, not necessarily, but it is a little judgy if you're gonna hold me accountable if I'm doing something wrong. So, and I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I think even the way you embrace your sister, like the way you say hello and your hug, you know what I mean? Like, letting her know that you're welcoming and you're endearing. Like, I know I'm from Colorado, and it's tough out here when you see women out somewhere and you actually speak up. You know, and you say hello, how are you doing? Like, sometimes you catch them off guard, but you know, you want to be confident in yourself to be able to be vulnerable around other women.
Absolutely.
You know?
I just saw that my sister DJ, hi DJ, and everyone else watching, but she made a good point. It's like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it to some people and how they receive it. And also, that's another thing, is like understanding, like, every friend you have, like, I have different friends and they all have different purposes in my life, and I understand, like, I treat them all differently. And you may have to, you know, talk to certain people certain ways, and that's what Jay was saying, like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it to some people too, for them to be able to receive the message, because it's pointless if you're actually, you know, trying to deliver a message and they're not receiving it that way. So you have to be open to understand that as well.
Timing too.
The
timing on when you tell them. But
But
it's important to be truthful, because communication is really the key.
It's
You know, and you have to be able to communicate.
most definitely.
So what is it to you?
I
Oh,
told what it was.
I'm sorry. Oh my
I that
God.
down, no worries. But I do want to give a shout out to Evolving. My sister's rocking her shirt. It's the Acel brand, and the brand and the clothing is created by Asmaret. She's such a beautiful soul.
Oh,
like,
I went to
yes.
school with her.
Yeah, she's such a beautiful
Oh my
soul.
God.
I love
Me
Asmaret. I didn't know that was her brand.
too.
Sorry. I didn't
Yes.
know it was
No.
Asmaret. Yeah.
No.
No.
I love her.
Yeah.
Yes.
So her
Please,
pieces
please
are
support.
classic, effortless, and unique. So I'm gonna
Yes.
drop her link in the comments. So hit her up for sure.
Please
Yeah.
support.
Most definitely. Let me get back here. Okay. So anybody want to introduce our main topic for today?
Okay, well, I didn't want to introduce it last time, so
Yeah,
I
go
guess I
ahead.
will do it this time.
I'm the guest.
We want to introduce woman entrepreneurs.
Yes.
We want to definitely get it out there that you can be a woman and you could be an entrepreneur. It's for you.
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely for you and in this time now.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of it. So
Yeah, female entrepreneurs. Okay.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you want to know, can I step out of my comfort zone
Absolutely.
to be self-employed, to work for myself, because it's
Mhm.
not easy,
Right.
Like, you have to be able to take risks,
Mhm.
you have to be able to hear no's,
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
and you have to be able
Mhm.
to sustain when the money's flowing and the money's not.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because it's wavy, I'm sure. Like, that's what I get from most of my mentors. Like, they let me know, like, it's not going to be easy. Like, you have to do your part.
Right.
So those are some things that you have to really be concerned about when you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah, and for me, it's like just knowing like I have these ideas and I know that I can absolutely execute it.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I've been in the corporate world for so long. It's secured, it's salaried, I make great money. Like I know that's something that I absolutely can depend on. And then we add the aspect for women, not just women, but for myself, I should say then, so I don't speak for everyone. But just being a mother, being a wife, being everything to everyone, where do you find the time? Because it, like you said, it's commitment. It's you have to focus. You have to focus
You
your
do.
energy and your time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hold yourself accountable and can't be afraid to fail.
Right.
Like you said, you have to be able to accept the no's.
Right.
And with my corporation, my corporate job,
Mhm.
I know at the end of the day, I'm not going to fail. I'm going to work hard, and yet I'm still going to get paid.
Right. You're
Right.
protected
So then there's
under that
fear. I'm
umbrella.
protected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And then the part that I'm sure everyone will understand right now is like when you have these long days. I'm already a workaholic. I work so much, like it's ridiculous. So that's what kind of gets me going. I'm like, okay, I work so hard for someone else. Like I know that I can do it on my own. But then when you do get those free moments, it's like I could just sit here and breathe for a second. But that's not realistic when you do want to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
There's no such thing until you get to the point where you do have staff, where you're hiring staff
Exactly.
to do those things. So in the beginning, those free moments aren't actually free.
Right.
You know,
gotta be
and
putting
you
in all the
have
work.
to, and yes, and that's when you know that you're ready. Is when you're like, okay, I do have a free moment. The house is quiet, the kid is asleep, everyone is good. You know, I have an hour. No, you have an hour to focus, or focus on what your passion is. And so for me, like I'm going to take that step as of recently. I am. I'm going to take that step, and so I'm excited, but still, it's actually not scary. That's how I knew. No, I'm ready because it's not scary any longer. It's like whatever happens, happens. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my my time and my energy to it. Like there's not gonna be that free hour that I'm talking about, or 2 hours or whatever, or that weekend that you get. Like, you're like, oh, I work Monday through Friday. I'm like Xing that out. It's like no, there's no Monday through Friday. It's like you got to get it done.
Right.
So that's
I think
for me.
what a lot of people like is that you get to make your own hours. You know what I mean? Like you can choose to work at this amount of time or set your schedule to make meetings during this time. And I think the ultimate goal is to get your time back. Like that should be your end goal.
Yes.
Is to get your time back. So when you wake up, you already making money. Like You know, you can go ahead and make your kids breakfast and enjoy that time with them and be present. And you're not always running around working, like trying to do things. So once you get your time back, I feel like that's when you're a real entrepreneur. Like when you have people in place to do what you've already built and grown. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people do think sometimes when they are self-employed that they're an entrepreneur. And that is to some sense,
to
you
a
know,
certain extent.
but real entrepreneur is when they really don't have to do anything.
Right, and that takes time though. That takes
a lot of time.
You don't want to like knock or discount. You know what I mean? Like the fact, because just making that step in general is hard.
Yes,
it's hard in general. Like I just explained. Like I know, like I have amazing, and I know once I start something that I'll execute it. But it's just getting there.
Right.
So you don't want to take away from them. But there's levels to it. There's levels to it, and that's the level I want to be at. That you know, regardless, it depends on how hard you work to get there,
right?
And or how smart, you know, how you do it. So
strategize. What's that book that you read?
Oh, okay. Well, so it's called E-Myth.
Okay.
And really, honestly, it's a book that I got. It was like a special edition book for real estate, but they have the regular book, which is called E-Myth, and it talks about small businesses. And there's some interesting facts in here. It says, so what is the E-Myth exactly? The E-Myth is short for the entrepreneurial myth, which says that most businesses fail to fulfill their potential because most people starting their own businesses are not entrepreneurs at all. They're actually what, you know, the person calls a technician,
right?
Suffering from an entrepreneurial seizure. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense.
You know,
that's just what you said.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody can't be an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Because you need people to work for you. You know, you need people to actually be the technician. So I don't think being an entrepreneur is for everybody. And I'm just going to be honest. You know,
right?
It might not be, but you know, if you feel like it is for you, go for it. Like this is the time to go for it now. Like step out, push forward, you know, go for it and do it.
Yeah.
So
I mean, ladies, let us know how many entrepreneurs we have in Waterview. I see the people who are comfortable to post their businesses down the page, you know what I mean? And put themselves out there, you know, be vulnerable around their sisters. Like, let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing. Can you support me? Because you want to put your product, or basically we want you to grow around us. You know what I mean? So if you're uncomfortable or you don't know how to promote yourself, try it around your sisters first.
Yes, market.
So put it in Water Me Sis and practice, like how you would do your post or do your marketing, and let us support you because we're the first ones that are supposed to pour into you.
Even two of my best friends, like they are, well, three, because I get 2 and 1 because they're twins.
Ooh,
but
yes.
And so they have keto sports, like they're entrepreneurs. And then I have another friend that is a realtor, Breon Davis, and you know, and my other friend, you know, she works in the healthcare. So Franklin, sorry, don't kill me.
Right.
You know, so I would hope that I invited them to the group, and I see that they're active, just even just liking things, like, so that means that they're seeing it and they're paying attention. So just, you know, even finding ways, because I know that this entire pandemic has been hard on everyone.
Yeah.
And so I've had the opportunity to see, like, the girls, the twins, I've seen them, like, from the start, not the start, but I've seen them build their business to the point where they do have people working for them. They have a warehouse,
That's
you know.
awesome.
So it's amazing. It's uplifting.
Goals.
Goals,
I mean,
right.
yes,
I saw that. I was
yes.
like, oh, hold on a second. So, you know, like, ladies, I hope you do take advantage of that. And everyone else, I'm sure I probably missed a couple friends that do have things going on, but they were just the first people that I thought of. So hopefully you guys will utilize this sisterhood at the group.
Right. So we can support you.
Absolutely.
Let's read some comments. Heather Brown says, analyzing every minute of your day really shows where you can make room. Like, that's true. you know?
Mhm.
You have to make time for it, and I feel like you should do something every day, especially if you're passionate about it, because you could tell if someone is really passionate about it or if it's just a side hustle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like we were talking about this, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
From their professionalism to if they keep up with things, like how they present themselves, how they stay on top of business, how they're on time. That's important. So you can really tell when someone's really passionate about it. Rachel Cheney says sleeping and money is making money. Yes. Like when you're sleeping
Oh yes.
and money's being deposited into your bank account, like that's golden right there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So then you need to turn around and teach your sisters how to do it.
Right.
You know, how you got there.
Yes.
What things you implemented. Like
Yes.
that's real sisterhood.
Yes. Please share with me, please.
Yeah. K-Tone says, women, you have to believe in yourselves enough to take that step. Yes.
That's very important.
Yes, you have to
It
be
really
able to
is.
take that risk. Like, you have to analyze things, like put things into perspective and know, like, okay, if I do this, these are the benefits and these are the bad side effects of what could happen. You know, you have to analyze everything. And then if you take a loss, you embrace it, you know, and you take it as a learning experience and you move forward. And we were talking about this with Asmaret this morning, you know what I mean? Is you don't have to feel like you're ready. Like you got all your ducks in a row to take that step. You can just put yourself out there and learn as you go.
It kind of reminds me of like when people are like, "Oh, we're gonna prepare for the baby." There's no way to prepare.
Right.
There's no such thing. And I've learned that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be 35. I'm gonna have this baby, and it's gonna be A, B, C. There's no such thing.
Right.
No such thing. So it kind of reminds me of that. Like, you know,
True.
There's no way. You just have to do it. Like you just have to
go for it.
Go with it. Go with the flow. With what comes with it. Definitely.
K-Tone also said not everyone is fit for entrepreneurship. That's true. Yeah. It's not for everybody. And you know, we do need those people who are going to be technicians in our business as well. So, you know, if you work hard and you show you're proven, like help somebody else build what they have. There's nothing wrong with that.
And help that technician get to a manager, to
if
get
they
to
want
a different position,
That's
to get to the next position.
If they want to. Because
I think you should put it in their head. You know, everybody should have that moment of, can I do better than this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can I grow? Or am I content where I'm at?
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, that's real entrepreneurship. You know, taking those steps and those risks. I do want to take a second and shout out Nature Rocks Jewelry. Okay? Like, this is designed by my sister JALEAH. She's dope. Okay? I rock all her jewelry and I love it. And not everything is the same. Everything is custom. So, like I said, I go out and I get complimented on my jewelry all the time. And they're like, oh, where can I get that? And I'm like, oh, you can't have this one, you know, but you can probably find something similar or something that speaks out to you on her website. So I'm going to drop her link in the comments. Please. Yes.
Thank you.
So, what else do you guys feel about being an entrepreneur? Like, I know you said you're leaning towards taking those steps.
I'm not leaning. I'm there.
Oh, she's there. Yes.
I'm there.
Okay.
I'm ready. I am. I'm ready. You know, I'm still going to maintain like my everyday, but I'm going to use those extra hours.
Free moments to fit it in somehow.
And to plan out. Like I think about it. I'm like, I plan for other things. Like you have to plan for this, and that's what I'm going to do. That's actually, you know, starting this week is just studying for what I plan to do and to execute it. So I'm there. You know, I'm just not speaking too much about it right now. But
Well, I
it's in the
can't wait
works
until you tell us.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just like, ooh,
Yeah.
And then once I get in there, I go for it. So that's the thing about me. It's like I do go for it, and I know that. And it was just getting me there, which was the hardest part. It was just crazy.
Right.
You know, once I was like, okay, you can do this. I knew I could do it, but like I just, you know, it's hard. It was really hard, and so now I'm there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
And soar, girl.
Yes. We're going to support you in that.
I know.
And I think another good thing that you should implement is journaling.
I do journal. That's what was disturbing to me was that I journal. Like I do, maybe not as consistently, but I do. Like I write down what I want, I do all of that, and then it's just there. And then it just took for me to say, like, why you have these ideas? Why are they just there? Like, do something with it. So,
because you don't want to forget. Like, I'm the most creative at night.
Me too.
You know, when I'm doing stuff and I'm just thinking of ideas or names or stuff, and I have to like go write it down real quick.
What helps for me is my iPhone. Like they have a little notepad. Like
Yes.
I have like hundreds of notes in here from book titles that I plan to write, which some I can't right now. But you know, like book titles, any idea that comes up comes to mind, I always like take a note of it, and then I'll later transfer it.
Yeah, I definitely.
How many women in Water Me Sis actually journal? I'd like to know. If you journal, let us know. You know.
Yes.
Because it's very important. You'd never believe like some of the things that drop into your mind that you can implement months from now or a year. Or you can just be like, I knew, you know, I had something that fit in there, and that all goes together. Like, it's beautiful. So you always want to be able to write down your ideas whenever you're inspired. Like, have somewhere to, you know, jot down your experiences and things.
Yes, I definitely need to journal more. Get back on it.
So what other things do you think can help you, you know?
Support team.
Okay. Having a support system.
A support system is really important.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be a big deal.
I think so too. Like, I am definitely a supporter of your circle being small, you know, and everybody plays their part to make things happen, you know. But I was literally like talking to my mentor, like, mentors are important too.
Mentor.
That's
when you
another
said
thing,
that, that's like key.
you know.
I do have like I've already said, hey, you know, it was offered, and I was like, I already planned on asking you anyway, so you were going to do it no matter what.
Whoever wants to be my mentor, a good mentor.
Well, good luck.
So we're gonna take a break.
You
You know, we're gonna come back to mentors in a minute. All right, we'll be back with Water Me Sis Live.
We know what y'all been thinking. What y'all doing? Just relax, though, kinfolk. We got you. What y'all waiting on? Stay tuned. All right, but
With Water Me Sis Live. Thank everyone for tuning in, men and women. We love your participation. You know what I mean? This isn't a man haters club. Okay? We love our men.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So don't be concerned about that, but we would love your input as well. So before the break, we were talking about mentors. And I would go to my mentor and be like, I need to build my circle. You know, like, who works for you? What does this? Who does this? Who does that? You know, I wanted to know because I'm like, I got to build my circle. I need help. And he basically was like, let people come to you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Don't go look for them. They'll tell you where they fit in. You know
I
what I mean?
Absolutely. Sorry. It's
no,
really
it's okay. It's okay. Like, let them find a space and you, like, they'll fill the gap for you. And it's just amazing the support that I've gotten from a lot of the women. Like, they'll hit me up like, hey, you know, like, let me do this or let me, you know, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
And here they are, you
It's
know.
vocal. Mhm.
Yes, so I love all the support, but mentors are important. You know, somebody that you can call and ask questions or be like, hey, can you look over this real quick? Can you tell me what you think? Like, how did you do this? How did you take those steps? So if you have a mentor, let us know in the comments. Say,
Yes.
I have a mentor. If not, you should start looking for one.
Yes,
You
and
know?
if anyone's
Okay.
willing to mentor others,
Yes.
then you should also
Yeah,
put that in there as well.
Yes.
So,
Because I'm a believer that, you know, you're never done growing. You know what I
Right.
mean? Sometimes I despise some old people who are like, you know, they're just not willing to learn new things or embrace new habits and stuff. And so I always remind myself and tell people, like, when I get old, you know, I'm going to listen to the youth. Like, if they're telling me something or teaching me how to use the next new gadget or whatever, I'm going to be open to learning. I'm not going to be stuck in my ways. So we should always, you know, want wisdom. So having a mentor can give you that, you know, someone you can call and ask for help. So if you have a mentor, let us know. If not, you know, let us know too.
if
you
you're
know?
willing to as well, make sure
Yes,
that
if you're willing
Yes.
to
you
mentor.
put that
Because I definitely need a good
Yeah.
mentor.
So why don't we read some of the comments
For
going
sure.
up? One from K-Tone says, if you haven't taken any L's, then you haven't won yet.
Right.
And that is the truth. You, like we talked about earlier, you cannot be afraid of the no's. And if you do get the no's, you can't quit, you can't give up.
Right.
You could receive a few no's, you could receive 100 no's, whatever that is, you know, before you get that final yes, that whatever puts you above. Brandon said to believe in your plan, take action, and faith is the game plan.
Yes. Stepping out on faith.
Mhm.
Taking those
Yes.
risks. Like, you got to believe in yourself. Like, you're the
Most
one that's
definitely.
going to help you get to the next level.
Mhm.
Don't not offer help from others, but you ultimately have to get yourself there. You know, like, you can't depend on anyone else.
Mhm.
Right,
Believe in you.
Yeah.
right.
Like, don't be critical on yourself. Make yourself get there.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
Chanel said, I need to start a journal. Erica Purdue said, write it down with real pencil and paper and watch it get real. I use my phone for ideas like sis said though. Oh yes, I do use
Yeah.
that. Use those notes. It's quick. It's
Mhm.
easy. You know, you may have something that just pops up and I literally just go to my notes and jot it down. And sometimes I expand on it. Sometimes, like you said, it could be months later. It could be 6 months later. It could be a year later. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, so definitely use whatever tools that it takes for you to jot that down.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Copy and paste is my friend. I just copy it or screenshot.
And then I see one of my best friends answered or commented, said, small circles are everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was
You gotta have that support system and know that at least these people here definitely have my back, because when I'm this way, you know, they could see what's going on back there.
Yeah,
You know?
for sure. I think there's one more comment.
Chanel.
Yeah, it says, when you are looking for your mentor, did you ever feel like you weren't doing enough to ask someone to mentor you? Like, that's my biggest issue. I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I have to be at a certain place before I ask for support or help.
For me, like, her comments reminds me of, like, just having that fear of just initially even stepping out on the idea of being an entrepreneur. Like, there's, like, we talked about, like, what timing, what does that mean? Like, when is the right time to do that?
Right, if you wait for the right time, you probably never do it.
And that's how I feel,
Yeah.
you know? So I don't think, like, for Chanel, I don't think that there's, like, a right timing or you need to be at a certain, like, if you're ready to do it, then just ask, you know? Because if that person really wants to mentor you, they'll do it. And if they're not, if you're not ready, then they'll hopefully the mentor will let you know you're not ready,
Right.
and guide you to either say, "Hey, take a second, step back," or they'll actually help you through why you're not quite ready.
Right,
Mhm.
because you want them
To
to,
help
be
you
honest,
excel. Right, you
even
want
if it
them to be
hurts,
honest,
even
yeah.
if it hurts your feelings, you know, you want them to be honest, give you some good criticism so that you can take a L and move forward.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, I mean, I say all the time, I'm an Aries. Okay, we're naturally
It's
aggressive.
too airy, so
Right. So I've never had that problem. Yes.
Right,
We're
I'm
all
like,
powering
say,
the
I know,
say,
I can tell. I can tell. Okay.
say it with
Whatever.
Your, say it with your
It
chest,
was
okay?
cancer season just a few minutes ago, but
Okay,
whatever.
okay.
Whatever. I'm gonna let Shaw take over right now. Let's go.
So
Say
I don't
everything,
ever have a
Jess.
problem asking somebody
And don't
for
be
something.
mad if I swing back.
Right. Okay. So I don't know, Chanel. I would say just get comfortable. Like maybe practice around the people you know. You know, like not doing things on your own, but actually asking them for help. You know, letting them know, like, hey, can you do this for me? Or can I help you? Or can we go here? Being comfortable speaking up and asking the people around you. So then once you get into a setting where you do need to network or speak up for yourself, because networking is important. I was watching K-Tone's live the other day where he did it from George Washington High School.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying that relationships are important. You need to build genuine relationships so that when you need something, you feel comfortable going to someone, asking them for help. Like, hey, can you help me out? You know? And that's why you got to do good business and network.
And that conversation came up because I think the young man that was like excited, like, well, how did you get ABC on your show? You know, like, how did you get
how did you get this person and that
and it was
person?
like a normal question because he's like, it's networking.
Right.
It's the people that I know, the people that I've built and created relationships with. So it was like normal, and that is a really big deal is networking, and that's something that I've always known to be important as well, is to network.
That's one of my goals right now. I was just telling my sister the other day that where you want to be in your life as an entrepreneur, you have to surround yourself with those type of people that are already winning. You know what I mean? So they can
rub off.
Maybe They don't even got to tell you nothing. All you got to do is watch. Like sit back and watch.
And
be
there's
like,
also
okay.
nothing wrong with actually utilizing your network. Like I've known that forever. Like I proudly know that I have an amazing system around me that I can say, hey, this person, I want to do this, I'm going to go to this person. Like, that's the purpose and the point of having a network, not just to say you have cool people that you know. No.
Yes, right.
You know, they've got there somehow, some way, and they can, even if it's just a piece of advice or some type of support, like, you have to utilize your networking.
Most definitely. Because you were saying that you do some nonprofit things and some organizations where you've had to do some fundraising and you call on people you know.
Yeah, and like literally, like it's just I know, like within, I'm like, okay, I know how. And if you look back, even on like my Facebook post, I'm like, hey guys, you already know how I feel about the kids.
Right.
I need you guys. And then most of the time, like literally within days or within a week, like it's fulfilled. And I know that also not just utilizing, but making sure that you're supporting others as well. So that's a big deal too. So to create that networking,
you got to support
you
other
have
people
to support
to get
others.
that support.
And I know that that's where like that support comes from.
That's
what
This is another version of myself.
Exactly. So that's
amazing.
why I love it. That's why I love her. Like already, I'm like, yes.
So that's
like my sister.
Like speak like, okay,
so
drop them gems.
Right, because it is really important because like, I mean, for the kids, like that is something that I'm very passionate about, you know, just even just growing up a certain way. Like my parents did the best they could, but sometimes things were hard, but we had people that helped us or, you know, and that was just something big, like as I grew older to know, like, you know, kids don't need to worry about ABC. So I'm able to use the networking system that I built up just from supporting others, and I'm able to fulfill my goals for the kids or for whoever else you say.
That's awesome. Yeah. Even like, so we were talking about this as well, okay? You have to support your sister so much that even if she steps in your lane, okay? Because not everything is gonna be just for you, you know? And I keep saying this, it's my song, AP, there's enough to go around and double back again. You have to be able to support your sister in whatever she's doing, even if y'all's doing the same thing, okay? Support her t-shirt brand while she supports your t-shirt brand. Like, there's enough for all of us to win, so you have to be supportive. You can't be like, oh, like, she's doing the same thing I'm doing, like, how dare her? Like, no, you support her too.
Also, I wanted to say that you have to know that you are your original self. It doesn't matter if somebody is coming in and stepping into your lane. Go ahead and support them as well. You do your thing. It's your individual product. You know what you put in there to spice it up a little. You know, like, let's all win. Yours is good with the extra little bit of honey. Or, you know, yours is good with a little dazzle of salt.
Right,
You know?
or sparkling.
But, yes,
You know,
or whatever.
like, it's different. It's unique in your way.
Exactly.
So be able to support your sister even if y'all's doing the same thing.
And can I just be honest and say, like, for me, I feel like that I don't even have, like, when we talk about small circles, I feel like I have the type of sisterhood friendships that I have that I don't feel that. I mean, I don't know if it's like to the point where, like, they're not worried about, like, oh, you stepping into my lane. If anything, if I step into their lane, they're gonna say, well, let me give you ABC.
Right.
And I don't know if that just has to do with
that's awesome.
age, I don't know.
Right.
But as I grow older, I eliminate. I'm not like you.
Right.
I'm not mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel no type of way. But listen, if you give out that type of energy to where I have to care, that you care, that I want to do it, maybe something that you do I'm interested in, then I just don't want it. Like,
Right.
I honestly don't.
Right.
And I think that's okay to protect your energy as well. Like, that could be an entire different new
Yes.
topic.
Mhm.
But, you know, like, for me, like, I feel like my friends, my sisterhood is very supportive. If I did, like I said, my friends have businesses. If I said, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, they're not going to say, oh, how dare you, or
Right.
maybe shade me, or, you know,
Right.
maybe
Like, let me help you so you
they're
don't make
going
those
to-
same
Yes.
mistakes.
I promise you, my friends that I have now will give me their notes to how they got there.
Mhm.
So that's important.
Oh,
That
that
is
is
about
important.
Yes.
But that comes along with being confident in yourself.
And
Mhm.
that's true.
Mhm.
That's true. And
Yes.
but for me,
Self-love.
like, I just
Very
eliminate those type of things. Like, it sounds rude, but I'm just like, I just don't really have the space, the energy
Right.
to give to someone that, if you care, like, if you're worried about me, you know, taking over, maybe my product or maybe my whatever I have is better. We can all go
Yeah.
along together.
Let's collaborate.
That's it.
Let's figure out
Yes.
some way to collaborate.
Right.
So,
make it
that was just
happen.
another-
basically, what
Yeah.
you're saying is an entrepreneur can take some advice. A
Yes.
good entrepreneur
Yes.
can take some
Yes.
advice, because we
Most
need
definitely.
help. We need to be able to help each other get to different levels.
Looks like you got some support.
My sister, hi Danny. Danielle said I support you. She always does. She's actually one of my biggest supporters.
That's
my
awesome.
sister. She's
Yep.
overprotective.
Yeah,
and, like,
yes,
she's
yes.
my crazy older sister.
That's where it starts.
Mhm.
I love you, Danielle.
I think it's easier for us to like kind of embrace sisterhood because we have a sister. Because you have more than one sister. Like, I only
Mhm.
have
A ton
one
of
sister,
them.
right? So imagine if I had two more. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, how much more powerful we could be, or how many other aspects can be implemented.
And that's why it's important for us to help guide them on
Right.
how it's supposed to go, because we're able to be sisters ourselves.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
easier for us, kind of.
Yeah, because I always make my entire family, like I said, I have a ton of sisters, and we are sometimes crazy. You know, we have crazy relationships, but at the end of the day, like, no matter what is going on, like, we all support each other. We all have each other's back. Like, you know, I have two, like, we call them the Olsen twins. I'm sorry, y'all, but the Olsen twins, me and Jay, they can fight all day long, but no one else better not mess with that sister.
Mhm.
And everyone knows that. And so you're right. Like, for me, it started from there. Like, having that system with that foundation.
So think about it, ladies, and water me, sis. Those who are looking for support, are you supporting others? You know, are you being that support for others? Because what you put out into the universe is what you get back.
Mhm.
So don't just be worried about yourself, like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get that? How am I going to win? Like, take the time to stop and support someone else and see, like, well, what can I do to help you? You know, because we're always talking to our cousins and, you know, people like, where can you fit in? You know, what can you do? Think about it, you know? We got to put you somewhere, you know? So sisterhood is important. Being able to take risks are important. Having a mentor is important. Journaling is important. All of those aspects. So, I mean, tell us, ladies and Water Me Sis, those of you who have already taken that risk, what are some of your biggest challenges? You know, if
Good
you've
question.
already taken a risk and you've started being an entrepreneur, what are you challenged with? Drop that in the comments. And then those who haven't, but have the
What's holding
idea
you
and the
back?
passion, right? What is stopping you?
Mhm.
Tell us what's holding you back from making those steps yourself.
Yes.
Rachel Cheney says, I support you ladies. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
And you do, you have to
Thank
lead
you.
by example. You definitely have to lead by example. And I love you too. That's my cousin.
Love you.
You know, now that we're grown and we've been able to really embrace the maturity in each other, because it's beautiful when people grow up and
Right.
they blossom.
It's different.
It is
It
different.
is. It's
Things you
way
care about, the things you
different.
appreciate, it's all different. Like
Yeah.
the older you get.
So you got to appreciate the ones around you that are like right in front of your face.
Right.
But we are going to go to another break, and we'll be back soon with Water Meets Us Live.
We know what y'all been thinking. Oh, what y'all doing? Just relax, though, kinfolk. We got you. Oh, what y'all waiting on? Stay tuned. Our network.
Julia.
Hi, welcome back, sis.
Welcome back.
All right, I wanted to talk a little bit about Madam C.J. Walker because she was an entrepreneur. And the reason why I like her is because it had to do with hair products, and you know, I love hair and anything that has to do with it. But did you guys see the series on Netflix called Self-Made?
I did.
You did?
It was really
Okay,
good.
it was good. I did like it. Now, I wanted to bring up this point because for those who have not seen it, I don't want to do like a spoil alert or anything, but you should check it out. Now, do you remember how it was explaining how she was basically she came to her to get her hair done because her hair was falling out. She was
Right.
feeling good, right? And she was like, oh, thank you so much. Your product is so wonderful. And this ties into what we were just talking about. Now, she said, your product is so wonderful. I want to sell it for you.
Right.
And she said that she felt like she was ugly and she couldn't sell it for her. I mean, like, that's what she said, right? I mean, that's what I
Right.
saw.
She's not the image.
Exactly, that she wasn't the image for her product. And so what she said was, okay, well, if I'm not the image for your product, I'm going to go and I'm going to take your product and I'm going to put a spin on it and make it a little bit better. Now, this is the thing. If she would have just took the second, the first lady, if she would have just took the second to let her sell her product, she probably would have built her products so high. If she would have took the second to say, to listen to her and supported what she had to say about it, that little bit of extra that she put into her product, Madam C.J. Walker put into her product, she could have put into hers.
And she could have been a technician. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, but
But
that's
she had
not
the
to
real
block. That's
entrepreneur
not
in
to
her.
block.
You know?
Madam C.J. Walker's blessing. Okay, like let's
Yeah.
just say that. But it just tied in because going into somebody's lane, somebody has like that little blessing for you and that little nugget, but because you are putting yourself on a pedestal and saying like, you know, I don't want to take advice, or you're not somebody that can help my brand.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like you can miss your blessing that way too.
Most
you
definitely.
know?
Most definitely.
So I wanted to bring up that point in that movie.
Yeah.
You know, that she was trying to step into her lane, but okay, if she would have just listened to her product would have smelled a little bit better.
And then
She would have been winning.
And then she pulled an Aries move and was like, I got this. Sniff my
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And she pulled an Aries move like, okay.
So
I piped into a little bit of it. Like they were saying that it stank, right?
yes.
Like the
Yeah,
first lady's
exactly.
product, it was
Yes.
cool, but it didn't smell good.
Mhm.
So she
Yeah,
learned
it
how to
worked for
implement
her.
a good smell
That smelled good
into the
and still
product.
did the same thing.
And
Like, so it was
exactly,
growing the hair
and,
like
and
crazy.
made
Yeah.
money, you know,
And
like
made lots of money.
exactly.
But
You don't want to
did.
go
She's
around
like,
smelling like hot grease,
Right.
You know.
And all she had to do was like embrace her sister. She was already coming to her to get her hair done.
Right.
She was feeling
She was
good,
supporting her.
She said, "Your product is so good, let me sell it for you." But because she didn't want to take her sister's help, you know, she missed out on that little blessing, that little nugget.
Yeah. So I just want to stop and read some more of the comments. K-Tone said the biggest challenge was having your close people not believing in your career early on when you have no revenue.
That's big.
That is big.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's
Yes.
definitely big. Like not everybody is gonna believe in your vision and your dream. You know, and some of the closest people to you are gonna tell you it's not gonna work. That's something else that another mentor of mine told me. You know, like the people that was closest to me who I thought I would get the most support weren't there for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, I don't know, you know. And they did it regardless, and now they're thriving. So, I mean, it's kind of a way to be like, I told you so, you know.
Sometimes
You doubted me, but in a way you motivated me to keep going, to show you.
Exactly.
And this is something, too, that I struggle with my 12-year-old, okay? Do you know he put a whole presentation together to show me that it was important for him to play video games because he wanted to start making money.
Wow.
Okay, so he broke it down to me. He had links from YouTube, okay, showing me other kids who have actually taken video games and they're successful now. And on every one of those videos, they talked about how their parents felt, okay? And the parents are unsupportive. Because we're looking at them play video games all day, like, you know what I mean? And I ask you to do something and you act like you can't stop for a minute to help me. And he's trying to get me to understand something like, well, if I stop in the middle of the game, then I lose points and I lose my rank and I go down, you know. So I know you need me to go get a diaper for my sister.
But now's not the time.
Yes.
Honestly, if I saw that my child did that, listen, I'm in.
Yeah.
That's like that's a passion. Like he's
Yeah,
invested. And if my child,
I'm
12
trying.
years old or not, video game, but if you really do like look at the links, these kids make money off
They
of
do.
that. And so for me, if my child was
wasting their time.
but they're to what? For us to like, we can say that, but it goes back to being an entrepreneur. It comes in many different ways. Some people they go to college for 4 years. Some people never go to college. Some people just have it. They have that idea. So listen, if my 12-year-old child brought me a presentation with links. Then I'm in. What do you need? Like, what are we doing? Do you need a new game chair? Whatever the hell they play.
That's the thing.
Do you need a new controller? Like,
Yeah.
no. Like, just maybe look into it because that's what we're talking about. He wants to.
That's the new thing. Is he wants a PC because he said that it helps. He could hear better. He could see better. People creeping up on him in Fortnite and stuff like that.
I'm sorry. If he is doing everything else he's supposed to, and he took the time to do that, then I'm in. Like, I'd make him not just like, oh, here you go. Like, we figured out to make sure that he worked for that, you know? But I'm sorry, if my child did that, You sold.
I know. I'm trying to support
Sold.
him, you know. I'll give him an hour. Like, he'll come to me and be
That's
like,
good.
Mom, I'm about to enter a game. Is there anything that you need now?
Listen
so you
here.
don't bother
Okay,
me while I'm in the middle of this game.
That
You know?
sounds good to me.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely. Make sure you have this done before you want to go and play your hour game.
But that's
I-
how it
I'm
is.
in.
Like, I'm the closest person to him, and I started off being really unsupportive. Like, no, you know, you're not gonna play video games all day.
Because just like we talked about, people that don't know, like within our business, or you know that they may not be interested, they're gonna be like, I don't know. But now, do the time, take the time, research it. Your son,
Yeah.
he did it. He brought it to you the way that he should have. And so for
Presentation.
that,
He
listen,
came
like
legit.
you.
I was
he
impressed.
wouldn't even know
I
that I
know.
bought that piece. I'd buy that piece as he sent me that presentation. Like, let me just buy this because he's serious, you know? Invest.
Yeah.
If not, call me
I'm
because
thinking
listen, he's
about
onto
it.
something.
Right, I know.
Let me be a part of the
Right,
gaming.
but-
Because
Yeah.
I don't think college is for everyone.
It's
You know
just,
what I mean?
it's not necessary.
It's in our blood to
Oh.
be entrepreneurs.
And it
Like,
starts from when you're like a kid.
Yes.
Like, you want to tell the story about when our entrepreneur story? You know, like, what?
well, our auntie used to babysit us all the time. And I love her so much, you know. She took good care of us. And during the day, we would just be like, Auntie, can you make us some Kool-Aid? She'd go in the kitchen, make us some Kool-Aid. I think my grandma had like some popcorn behind her door from
Huge
like years ago. It was stale, you know. And me and my sister, we had our auntie make some Kool-Aid. We took the popcorn from behind my grandma's door, and we went outside and we set up like a little station. And we were selling popcorn and Kool-Aid. And I don't think anybody ate the popcorn or drank the Kool-Aid,
No,
but they
but
just saw the
fact that you
hustle
were
in
out
us.
there.
Yes.
Right, because
Like,
that's the
okay.
same way. Like,
Mhm.
I absolutely, I see somebody out there like, I'm not about to drink that.
Right,
Like, here
right.
you go.
Like, here,
Kids,
I'll support you.
I'm like, kids have cooties anyway. You probably don't wash your
Look,
hands
now,
right.
Corona. Like,
But,
mm.
right. But here you go. Here's
Right.
$20 just for you
Right.
being out there with that
Exactly.
mindset. Like,
Right. My dad, he used to say back in the day, he sold toothpicks.
Toothpick. Flavor.
He would make them taste like peppermint, and he would sell toothpicks. Like, you know what I mean?
Hustler, like,
Yes.
Yeah, so it's
All about the
definitely
hustle. Like, you gotta figure something out.
It is in your blood, and it
Yeah.
just runs.
Yeah.
Like you just like you're a hustler from the beginning.
Most
Like-
definitely. Somebody else said, not a thing. My sister gives me life.
oh yeah, that's
Aw.
my sister.
Yeah. You get that support. That's awesome.
I do.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have a
It feels
really
better.
solid support system. My
That's
sisters,
good.
Yeah, they really
That's
are.
what
My
you
sisters
have to
and my
have.
friends, like my friends are my sisters.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's why you gotta, like, water me, sis, is important.
it is.
Okay.
Yes.
And you have to take it seriously. You know, like, you can't just think, oh, like, and you have to, like, be willing to meet new people, you know, and stepping out of your comfort zone just to be around your sisters, because there are some people who get anxiety,
Yeah.
you know, just coming around other people or meeting new people, and you have to break that.
So I'm the
Definitely
opposite. I'm
be an
annoying.
entrepreneur.
I'm like, hi.
Right, yeah. I know, all up in
Like
your
I love,
face.
right. I'm like, I
Look,
love
calling
people.
all empaths, calling all empaths. It is okay. It is okay.
Yeah.
I'm an empath, believe it or not. Like, I don't really like to get out there. That's why I'm a Cancer. Okay, that's why they're Aries sitting up here. Whatever, whatever.
Grinding
But
answers.
calling all empaths. It is okay. Let's all come together and teach each other how to be spunky and talk to people and thrive. Like, we need each other.
Yeah, maybe we'll have something one day where we just practice. I remember I've been in a lot of programs and I've done a lot of things, and they basically said when you get around somebody new, you have to have what's called like a 30-second commercial. You know what I mean? Like, you have to know how to advertise yourself in that moment when you meet somebody.
Right.
To be able to tell them the basics, very short and sweet, and get them captivated to be like, okay, tell me more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I say we should, I'm going to work on it, to have something where we can work on that for people who are wanting to be entrepreneurs, how they can have that little 30-second commercial when they go out, and that you can say the same thing to everybody. Everybody that walks up on you or whatever, or
Right.
makes eye contact with you. Like, sometimes you can be out somewhere and you make eye contact with somebody. Like, you can definitely go up to them and try your 30-second commercial on them. You know? I don't have that problem. You know, I've always
either.
naturally
Right.
been able to approach people
Right.
and talk to people.
Right.
You know, but it is harder for some.
Yeah.
And I know people like a dearest friend of mine, Monisha. You know, Rochelle's sister, Monisha.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I remember growing up around her, and I was just like scared, like to talk to her. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and she'll tell you herself how, you know, before she was very closed off and unapproachable, but once she found her business and her passion and how she worked on it, it is something that you can learn.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know, you can learn how to talk to people and, you know, embrace them and learn things about them or build conversations. Like, you could even, a lot of times, even when they tell you when you go on a job interview, you want to research the job that you're going to or the person that you're meeting with so that you can have that organic conversation.
Right.
Like, oh, I see you like sports or whatever, and be able to build on that and have like a little icebreaker
Right.
just to
So
talk
maybe
to
do like
somebody.
a workshop or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that's something that like I'm big on too. Like my 19-year-old niece was at the house, and you know, as she was prepping for her first like job, you know, she was nervous, and I'm just like, no, you can sell this. Like you just, it's about how you sell it. It has to be genuine. She'll give me a topic, and I just created a whole like little 30-second like interview presentation. I'm like, hey, this is so, you know, I think maybe do a workshop or something like that.
Okay.
Maybe it's a good
Also
idea.
something in the works, yeah. There's always new stuff coming out.
Books, read books too, because there's definitely books that can help you.
Yes. Oh, and I guess that's off topic. I won't bring that up right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was just talking about, you know, the events that are coming up in Water Me Sis. Stay tuned because we have our pole dancing class
I'm excited.
coming up. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I definitely asked the ladies if they were interested in that. Like, you got to be able to do something fun to around your sisters, and this is that being vulnerable part. You know, allowing your sisters to see you in this position where you're learning something new.
Right.
You learning how to twerk it, and you know, be sensual,
Work it.
and
Right,
seductive,
right.
you know, and work the pole. So I did get that August 1st date, ladies.
Yes.
And I'm going to be posting an event soon so people can start filling in those gaps.
How many people for August 1st? Or is it just
So I'm trying to get her to do as many hours as she can. Like, I'm like, as long as you can keep going, we can keep going. Because a lot of the ladies are interested, but she only has 8 poles.
okay? I
So
see what
only
you
8
mean.
people can go
So
at a
8
time.
people at a time.
And she
Okay.
does every hour.
Okay.
So, you know, I'm going to start putting that together. I
Nice.
mean, I already have her holding the spot, but right now we only got 2 hours. You know, that's only 16 people. So I'm like,
Keep it going.
keep
ladies.
going.
Like, I
Yeah.
know.
Like, we'll go back to back to back. You know,
Right.
if we even have to start on another Saturday,
Right.
we will to do another Saturday. But that's going to be fun.
Awesome.
Okay. So we are going to take our last break here and just freshen up real quick, gather our thoughts, and we'll be back shortly. Okay? back to Water Meets Us Live. You're here with JALESA, JALEAH, and Mari. Yeah, we're talking about female entrepreneurs. You know, like, what does it take in this day and age and time to be a successful female entrepreneur? You want to know something we haven't talked about? Is working in a male-dominated environment. Like having to work with men as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like, can you still be feminine, or do you have to, you know, be masculine when it comes to them? Or can your feminism help in persuasion to get what you need? You know what I
I
mean?
think that's natural.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah,
I think
of
like,
course. Yeah.
you know, that's
Like
first
working with
off,
men.
first off,
you know?
but it's harder, and that's another thing. Like in the industry, like just even in like the industry that I work in right now, it is very male oriented, like male dominated, and so I find myself having to fight a little harder, or to make my presence, or to see my work, you know, to be appreciated the same. So I can't imagine, like, I know that's one of the things that I've outlined too, like when it comes to me taking that step, like I already know that's going to be a challenge. But then I kind of like little things like that, I'm just like, well, no matter what, I mean, I'm still going to go hard. So
Right, and you have to.
I'm a pretty tough person,
You
so
have to.
I see it. I'm not going to cry in front of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'm going to get through it. So, I mean, but I understand that that is an issue that will arise, and I think that's in every industry. So
Right, that is true. I was watching a video one time on a gentleman who was basically explaining how it is being a woman, you know, whether you're an entrepreneur or working in, you know, corporate.
yeah,
He was saying that he had taken over some tasks from a lady. Like, she had a huge workload, and he basically took some of her clients and he was emailing them back and forth. And he was like, what is the problem? Like, I've never had this many issues before in my life. Like, they're questioning me and my authority or my knowledge, saying, no, I don't think so, go check that, you know, and I've never had this problem before. And he realized that he was sending emails with her header, or like her information still at the bottom, so they thought she was a woman,
right.
you know, and so it was harder for him to get through to the client. So they did a little test where they switched it up, you know, and he was able to actually get work done.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the truth, though. Like, that's just even something that I deal with even now. Like I said, like, it's just, I can know all the information about certain clients that I have.
Right.
And I have literally been in meetings where, yes, I may be the only woman in that meeting, but they'll look to my counterpart, who is a male, but it's mine.
Right.
And they're like, so how about, and I'm like, well, actually,
Right,
like, I have to
like-
kind of bend my head around to get them to see me, to like,
Right.
well, I can tell you all about it if you look at me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so that is, it's real. And I just don't think that it's not new, for one.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that we are fighting for that change, but do I realistically think that it's just going to change? I do not.
Right.
No, I think it's some,
So we
like,
don't have
minds
to work
are,
hard, ladies.
they're conditioned minds, like,
Mhm.
especially like in just being an entrepreneur, and especially in the corporate industry. So, I think that's just something that you just have to be tough, and you have to understand, you have to push through.
Right. So, I mean, it's tough for us, because not only is it tough because we're melanated,
Right.
you know, it's tough because we're a woman as well. So we gotta work extra hard
It
to
really
be
is.
successful.
And that's also another thing. Like, I'm always in corporate rooms where I'm either the only one or one of two or three. And I sit there proudly because I know I worked
You got
hard to get
yeah.
in that room. But still, it's like, why, like, if they don't think that I understand or recognize, like, why do I have to work harder to prove myself?
Right.
You know, like, most of the ideas or whatever we're talking about, like I mentioned the account, like, the account is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have to push harder to where it's just recognized with other, you know, genders or races. And
It's
I mean,
tough out here.
I'm not that person that's like, oh, you know, whatever, I worked hard to get here.
Right.
But I understand that also that I am not looked at always in that same light. You know, I'm not as valued. And that's unfortunate.
That's crazy.
Right, it
That's
is.
why we gotta
But it's
come to
real,
our
though.
sisters.
Yeah.
We gotta lift each other's head up, adjust each other's crowns and be like,
Yes.
you're worth it. You're amazing.
Right.
You know, don't let anybody devalue your
Right.
worth.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I just wanted to take a minute and share with you guys something that I do. I am a life coach, and I offer assistance to people who are trying to tackle small goals, organize their life, just grow, whether it be personal or professional. You know, help you put some things into perspective so you can take some risks for yourself, so you can have the confidence to know that you can do it. It is a 4-week program. It's called Untangle Me, and you can visit watermesis.com and go get some more details and maybe set up a consultation, see if I could be a good fit to helping you along your journey. So please, I'm going to drop my website in the comments and go look up Untangle Me. So if you need some motivation or some support, an accountability partner without judgment, because I don't judge, you know, I will help you along your journey. So yeah, hit me up.
There's a couple of comments.
Okay.
Rachel has been very active.
Yes, thank you, Rachel.
One of her comments is the biggest challenge for me is being able to balance work for my business school, and on top of that, having 5 children in their lives. And then right after that, she said some of us women do their jobs better than they do, and we have to show ourselves approved.
Yeah.
It just kind of goes back to earlier when we were talking about, that was a big thing for me, was creating that balance. Like, I don't know what that means. Like, I pour myself into work, and then because I do have the great support system at home, it was easy for me to say, okay, well, I'll focus on work while, you know, everyone else is being taken care of at home. You do have to create that balance. You have to take the time to really understand and break it down. Like, if you know, you want to do something, you have to create that extra hour, even if it's an hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes to journal, to do whatever, to write down your goals, to be able to get there. Because I really, honestly, I don't have balance, and I'm going to use Watermesis Untangle Me program too, because it's not that I don't have the thoughts and the ideas. I have all of that, but I need help kind of structuring that balance because I don't have that. So I would just say, just kind of write it down, see what you can do, even if you just start with I'd say 30 minutes, like, to give some thought, like Rachel, to just give at least 30 minutes to write it down, and then just figure out how you can carve out, maybe even if it's 30 minutes a day, you know, to create, that right there is balance. So,
Definitely.
you know, just giving yourself that time. And then I'm going to come to the next one about doing the jobs. I already agree. I agree with you. Like I said, I've had to work extra hard, and it could be my client, it could be my, you know, and it's just, I'm just undervalued, and it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to stop working as hard. I'm not going to stop being me,
Right.
because I'm going to make my way to the top regardless.
Yes.
Period.
So,
Most definitely.
and it's just unfortunate that I recognize that we have to work a little bit harder, and I know that my work may be even better than theirs,
Right.
but that's just
No,
the
you
way
know
of the
it is.
world.
Yeah.
I know it
Yeah.
is.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And you don't get that validation.
And I
So
work with
it's
some
hard.
pretty smart people, so I'll say, like, I learn from them, but sometimes I'm like, no, I've got this, and it's just not it's not valued, and so it's unfortunate, but I recognize that, and I have moments where I may feel broken down, but like I said, I'm pretty tough,
Come back stronger.
and I come back stronger.
That's awesome. So something that I do in Watermesis is on Sundays, it's Selfish Sunday. So I promote self-care, because as women, we are strong. We have to do for a lot of people and pour into others, and you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
So you have to take care of yourself. You have to find some time, whether it's 10 minutes, an hour, take a whole day if you need to, okay? But find that time for yourself and force it, okay? If you did participate in Selfish Sunday, I have your names here, and I'm about to pull a winner.
Yes.
Y'all ready?
I got lucky fingers.
Right here, right here.
Whoever didn't pull, don't be mad at me.
Who's manifesting it?
This is, I'm acting like I have long fingernails. I do not. Asmered.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So send me your Cash App, and I'll put some money.
Oh.
I told you I got.
That was just for
That's
you.
awesome.
Today is your day, sis.
Today was for you.
Today is your day.
Yes. So when we have a special guest, we asked them 5 quick questions, okay?
All right.
It's called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. Okay? So you have to answer these questions, and you can plead the 5th if you like. So real quick, you ready?
I'm ready. I don't play the 5th because I'm an Aries and I
Okay.
don't have a filter.
Okay.
We'll see.
So we were natural.
Well, as I sit here with a head full of leaf,
But you
I'm
look
going to
beautiful.
say both. And the thing is, both because I can do both.
Okay. Get you
I
a
have
girl
a
who
head
do
full.
both.
Exactly, I have a head full of hair, but I don't want to deal with my curly hair sometimes. And I live in Arizona. Listen, that heat is not my hair's friend, and I have no problem with it. Sometimes maybe I want my hair maybe shoulder length. Maybe I want it to be to my back.
Okay. So both.
Both.
Shower in the morning or shower at night? Or both?
Well, I love taking showers, so I feel, but like before I go to bed, I like to take that shower. Like it's just you sleep better. I feel like you sleep better.
Yes.
And then also
Get the day off you.
Get the day off for you.
Yes.
I'll take a 30-minute shower easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Panties or no panties?
Oh my gosh. So the people that know me, bless them. 'Cause they know I hate underwear. If you see a panty line, it's either probably that time of the month or I have one of Spanx. So
No panties. Team no panties. Do you like to bathe or shower? Like do you like to soak in the tub or a quick shower?
both, you know, like just kind of depends. Both depending if I'm having a day, maybe the Epsom salt bath or candle.
Yeah.
If I just want to drink wine in the bathtub, or I just may want to shower, just sit down in the shower. So I am both.
Okay. And last question, another woman that you admire.
So I already told you guys I have a very strong sisterhood and just literally from sisters to best friends. But when I think about it, my mom. My mom is like
That's awesome.
the epitome of like a strong woman. She's one of the kindest like persons like ever. Like and you don't really realize that. Like just even becoming a mother made me realize that how hard it can be. And I mean just like hard like trying to figure out this little human being, you know, and not be stressed and still try to balance your day. And my mom had 5. And I just remember looking back at it like she never complained. She never complained. And sometimes things weren't always as easy. But my mom did it with such grace. And she's still one of the nicest persons ever. And so I look up to my mom. And I mean, you love and appreciate your mom, but it really took for me to like have my own child to say like, you guys are, and my sister, like you're pretty dope. But like, especially my mom is just so kind. And I don't remember time she complained. I really don't. I don't. So I look up to my mother that did it with such grace.
Yes. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good. Well, thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you
Mara.
guys
We
for
really
having
appreciate
me.
it.
Like I
We
really
love
I had a
you.
good time. Thank
That's
you. I
cool.
love you ladies.
Yeah, me
Yes.
too. So that's gonna be the end of Water Me Sis. I do want to give a shout out to Face Mode.
Yes.
You know, keeping us cute.
I
She
know
could
you
do
know how to wear
bold
makeup.
to, you know, something more neutral.
Yes.
You know, just hit her up. I'm gonna drop her link in the comments. Face Mode.
Face.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in to Water Me Sis Live. We'll be back next Sunday,
All
5
right.
p.m.
Madam C.J. Walker. From the cotton fields in Louisiana to becoming one of the wealthiest African American women in America, and the first self-made female American millionaire of any race. Sarah Breedlove, better known as Madam C.J. Walker, was born in 1867 to a family of slaves on a plantation in Louisiana. Sarah Breedlove became an orphan at the age of 7 after both parents died of the yellow fever. She was a wife to Moses McWilliams at the age of 14, a mother at 17, soon a widow at 20 after Moses died in an accident. Age 33, Sarah started her business career selling the first hair products known as Madam C.J. Walker Wonderful Hair Grower and Madam C.J. Walker Vegetable Shampoo. At 38, she married Charles Joseph Walker and set up the Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company in the U.S., and later expanded her business to Central America and the Caribbean. Her line of hair treatment, maintenance, scalp treatment, and the beauty products mainly targeted at black women focused on the need for healthy and clean scalp, something not always possible due to the living conditions back then. She recruited 25,000 black women by the early 1900s as door-to-door beauty consultants. She paid $25 per week to the members of her team. Otherwise, these women would have earned $2 per week in domestic work. An estimate of around 40,000 African Americans worked for Madam C.J. Walker over the years. A pioneer of the modern cosmetics industry, Madam C.J. Walker was the first one using the method known today as direct sales marketing to distribute and sell her products, a method adopted later on by Avon, Tupperware, and others. A remarkable woman who fought against racism. She used her wealth to support African American institutions. For one, the Black YMCA. She helped people with their mortgages, donated to orphan and senior citizens' homes. She thought educating young girls and women would make a difference in society. One of the most successful African American entrepreneurs throughout history. Madam C.J. Walker passed away at the age of 51 from kidney failure in 1919.
Wow.